Hari Hari Vifale Yanamagonaino Hari Hari Vifale Yanamagonaino Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Harinam Sankirtan ki. So we'll just read the meaning of this Vaishnava song. So it's related to the discussion of topic today. So this Vaishnava song is written by Narottam Das Thakur, where he is praying to the Lord, O Lord Hari, I have spent my life uselessly, having obtained a human birth and having not worshipped Radha Krishna. I have knowingly drunk poison. The treasure of divine love in Golok Vrindavana has descended as the congregational chanting of Lord Hari's holy names. Why did my attraction for that chanting never come about? Day and night my heart burns from the fire of poison of worldliness, and I have not taken the means to relieve it. Lord Krishna, who is the son of the king of the Vrija, became son of Sachi, Lord Chaitanya, and Balaram became Nitai. The holy name delivered all those who were lowly and wretched. The two sinners, Jagai and Madai, are the evidence of this. O Lord Krishna, the son of Nanda, accompanied by the daughter of Vrishabhanu, please be merciful to me now. Narottam Das says, O Lord, please do not push me away from your reddish lotus feet. For who is my beloved except for you? So we'll recite today's shloka. So we'll read from today, Canto 2, Chapter 1, text number 12. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Udirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Kim Pramattasya Bahubhi Paroksher Hayaneriha Varam Muhurtam Viditam Ghatate Shreyase Yataha Kim Pramattasya Bahubhi Paroksher Hayaneriha Varam Muhurtam Viditam Ghatate Shreyase Yataha Kim Pramattasya Bahubhi Paroksher Hayaneriha Varam Muhurtam Viditam Ghatate Shreyase Yataha Kim Pramattasya Bahubhi Mataji. Okay. Kim, what is? Pramattasya, of the bewildered. Bahubhi, by many. Parokshehi, inexperienced. Hayanehi, ears. Iha, in this world. Varam, better. Muhurtam, a moment. Viditam, conscious. Ghatate, one can try for. Shreyase, in the matter of supreme interest. Yataha, by that. The translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. What is the value of the prolonged life which is wasted, inexperienced by years in this world? Better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. Purport. Srila Sukadeva Goswami instructed Maharaj Parikshit about the importance of chanting of the holy name of the Lord by every progressive gentleman. In order to encourage the king, who had only 7 remaining days of life, Srila Sukadeva Goswami asserted that there is no use in living hundreds of years without any knowledge of the problems of life. Better to live for a moment with full consciousness of the supreme interest to be fulfilled. The supreme interest of life is eternal, with full knowledge and bliss. Those who are bewildered by the external features of the material world and are engaged in the animalistic propensities of eat, drink, and be merry type of life are simply wasting their lives by the unseen passing away of the valuable years. We should know in perfect consciousness that human life is bestowed upon the conditional soul to achieve spiritual success. And the easiest possible procedure to attain this end is to chant the holy name of the Lord. In the previous verse, we have discussed this point to a certain extent, and we may further be enlightened on the different types of the offenses committed unto the feet of the holy name. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu has quoted many passages from authentic scriptures and has ably supported the statements in the matter of the offenses at the feet of the holy name. From Vishnu Yamala Tantra, Sri Jiva Goswami has proven that one can be liberated from the effects of all sins simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Quoting from Markandeya Purana, Srila Goswami Ji says that one should neither blaspheme the devotee of the Lord nor indulge in hearing others who are engaged in belittling a devotee of the Lord. A devotee should try to restrict the vilifier by cutting out his tongue, and being unable to do so, one should commit suicide rather than hear the blaspheming of the devotees of the Lord. The conclusion is that one should neither hear nor allow vilification of the devotee of the Lord. As far as the distinguishing the Lord's holy name from the names of the demigods, the revealed scripture discloses that all extraordinarily powerful beings are but part and parcel of the supreme energetic Lord Krishna. Except for the Lord himself, everyone is subordinate. No one is independent of the Lord. Since one is more powerful than or equal to the energy of the Supreme Lord, no one's name can be as powerful as that of the Lord. By chanting the Lord's holy name, one can derive all the stipulated energy synchronized from all sources. Therefore, one should not equalize the supreme holy name of the Lord with any other name. Brahma, Shiva, or any other powerful god can never be equal to the supreme Lord Vishnu. The powerful holy name of the Lord can certainly deliver one from sinful effects, but one who desires to utilize this transcendental potency of the holy name of the Lord in one's sinister activities is the most degraded person in the world. Such persons are never excused by the Lord or any agents of the Lord. One should therefore utilize one's life in glorifying the Lord by all means, without any offense. Such activities of the Lord, even for a moment, is never to be compared to a prolonged life of ignorance, like the lives of the trees and other living entities, who may live for thousands of years without prosecuting spiritual advancement. So, even 13 and 14 we are covering. I'll just read the shloka and translation. Katvango nama rajarsher jnatve yattam viyayushah muhurtat sarvamustrijya gatavan abhayam harim. The saintly king Katvanga, after being informed that the duration of his life would be only a moment more, at once freed himself from all materialistic activities and took shelter of the supreme safety, the supreme personality of Godhead. Tavapi etarhi kauvravya saptaham jivitavadihi upakalpaya tatsarvam tavadyat samparayikam. Maharaj Parikshit, now your duration of life is limited to 7 more days. So during this time, you can perform all those rituals which are needed for the best purpose of your next life. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutaha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tatta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we are discussing on a very big subject matter, a lofty subject matter, which I am not at all deserve to discuss on it, but still the only qualification I have is instruction that I should give class. That's all I have. So otherwise, personally I don't, even I'm struggling to follow all the instructions given here. So never misunderstand, I'm following and that's why I'm saying. No, it is just instruction that I have to give. No other qualification I have to sit here. So the topic given is today is the quality of life matters, not the quantity. So in the shloka number 12, as you are seeing, Shukadeva Goswami describes about, So what is the value of prolonged life, which is wasted, inexperienced by the years in this world? Better for a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. So let's see what was the context in which this was spoken. So we know that in the end of the first canto, there was a discussion between Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadeva Goswami, where Parikshit Maharaj meets Shukadeva Goswami and he requests Shukadeva Goswami to instruct him. So this is where the end of the first canto, where Parikshit Maharaj is asking Shukadeva Goswami that I asked the Supreme Guru of the Yogis, what is the complete perfection and what is to be done at all times for attaining that perfection for a man about to die? So Parikshit Maharaj is about to die in 7 days. So he has renounced the entire world, an entire kingdom, all his family members and wealth and everything, and come to the bank of Mother Ganga and taking the shelter of all the sages. So he's asking the sages there, what is the best thing to do? Now I'm going to die. What I should do now? Then he asked to Shukadeva Goswami, "Oh Master, please tell me what men must hear, chant, remember and worship, or what they should be not hear or not chant or not remember or worship." So this is the request or the question by the Shukadeva Goswami, by Parikshit Maharaj to the assembled sages there. So this is how first canto gets conclusion, by the questions of Parikshit Maharaj to Shukadeva Goswami. In the beginning of second canto, the first thing is, the first shloka itself is Shukadeva Goswami speaking. These are the first shloka of Shukadeva Goswami. Even though we say Bhagavatam is spoken by Srila Shukadeva Goswami, but actually he starts speaking from second canto only. Same thing in Bhagavad Gita also. We say Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita, but Krishna starts speaking Bhagavad Gita from second chapter. So same way here the Shukadeva Goswami starts speaking That too answering the questions of Parikshit Maharaj about what to hear and what not to hear, what to remember, what not to remember, what to chant, what not to chant. Very specifically, he is asking from Shukdev Goswami. And in the beginning, Shukdev Goswami actually, instead of answering the questions of Parikshit Maharaj, he is glorifying the question of Parikshit Maharaj. Like in this world also, now if you see, it's completely opposite. Wherever now we see big exams are there, maybe entrance exams for UPSC or in administrative council, they have exams, IAS, UPSC and other things, and Indian IITs and IIMs, they all have entrance exams. But people never glorify those who are set papers. Those question paper setters, they never glorified. Questions came. Only those who answer nicely and get first rank, they will be glorified. But Bhagavatam is such a subject matter, even the one who is asking the question is also glorified. So that actually, even Parikshit Maharaj also says, like, where is that? One shloka is there, I think. It comes in the 10th canto, where Parikshit Maharaj says, Shukdev Goswami says that anyone who is asking the question, anyone who is speaking on that, Vaktaram, Shrotam, and all the hearers, all are equally benefited by asking the questions on Bhagavatam or about Krishna and his transcendental pastimes. So not only the Vaktaram, speaker, but all the three are benefited equally. One who is asking the question, one who is answering the question, and one who is hearing this discussion between the two. So all are equally benefited. So he is glorifying. Varya neshato prashnaha krita lokahitam drapa atmavit sammata pumsam shrota vyadeshu yat paraha. So excellent question it is. Because by this question, so many people are going to get benefited. So then he says, he's goes into the answering the Parikshit Maharaj's questions. First of all, Parikshit Maharaj's question was what to hear, what to remember. But Shukdev Goswami answers first what not to hear, what not to remember, what not to chant. So he says, in this world, there are unlimited topics to hear. So, Nunam Shanti Sahasrasaha, so many sahasras, thousands of topics that are there to hear about many things which are people who are attached to the household activities. There are so many things to hear and inquire, forgetting about their Atma Tattva. So many things are there. That should not be done. That should not be heard. And they waste their life, the daytime fully developing their the economy of family they try to develop, and night time they're sleeping and having sex. So like this, they try to waste their whole time. So this should not be done. Then he says about, so deeply absorbed in they're just absorbed that, okay, I'm very secured in my family life. Like that they think that they forget about the upcoming death. Even though they know that everyone is going to die, but still they close their eyes towards that. That apashyan napina pashyati. Even though they are able to see, they are not seeing that. Then he says about what should we hear? What should be shrotavya, kirtitavya, smartavya? What should be about that? It should be about Bhagavan, Ishvaro Harihi. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma, Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi. So, Harihi. So, about Hari, one should do Shrota, Kirtan, and Smaran. He has to be done. That has to be done. So, there is nothing else. So, whatever one has to hear or remember or chant, one has to do about Hari only, no other things. Then he establishes the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga in the shloka number 6. What is Bhakti Yoga means? Bhakti Yoga is superior to Sankhya or the Ashtanga Yoga and all the karmas. Everything is Bhakti Yoga is superior. So, but hearing and chanting and remembering are the limbs of the Bhakti. What is the highest process of recommended for like this question may come. What is the highest? In Bhakti also there are many 9 limbs are there. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Swaranam, Pada, Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So like that 9 limbs are there. So which is the best process? That he explains in the next shloka. The process for glorifying the Lord is by chanting of the holy name of the Lord. By chanting of the holy name is the best process. That's why in the future shlokas also there is a Shukdev Goswami explains about his own self, that how I also got transformed just by hearing the glories of the Lord, glories of the holy name. And finally, coming to the shloka number 11th, which is the first, last section of the first part of the first chapter, where he glorifies the Lord with saying that etan nirvidhyamananam ichchato akato bhayam yoginam api nirnitam harer nama anukirtanam. He says Hari nama anukirtanam. That is the one which is supreme most thing, which one can, if one doing that, he'll be free from all the fear, all the material incumbrances, so many difficulties in the material life. Everything will be just free if one is chanting the holy name of the Lord. And this we see in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam also, where he says, Apanna Samskritim Ghoram, in the first chapter of the first canto, where Shaunakadra Rishis, they are saying to the Suta Goswami that Apanna Samskritim Ghoram Yenna Mavivashogrinan Tata Sadhya Vimocheta Yat Bibheti Swayam Bhayam. Just by chanting the helplessly taking the shelter of the holy name of the Lord, all the Ghora Samskriti, this material world which is so Ghora, one can be free from that. Apanna Samskritim Ghoram Yen Namna Vivashograhan. Vivasha, with helplessly one is taking the shelter of the holy name, he can be Tata Sadhya. Immediately he'll be removed from the clutches of the material grips, which is very, very strong and very difficult to overcome, just by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So that's what is concluded here. But then Parikshit Maharaj may get question. That's what we are discussing today. That how is that I have only 7 days now. I don't have much time to practice this bhakti now. Only 7 days are remaining. How much I can practice in 7 days? Then he says that, Shukadeva Goswami says, it is not about the quality of, it is not about the quantity of the time you have, but the quality. You have 7 days, utilize that 7 days in a perfect way. So you have 7 days. Already it is decided you have 7 days. So utilize that properly. And for that reason, next shloka comes where he explains that Katwanga Maharaj, he didn't even have 7 days. He had only one muhurta, one moment he had. And in that one muhurta, one moment, he perfected his life. That is the next shloka, 13th shloka. Katwanga Maharaj has perfected his life. And the 14th shloka he says, and happy with you have 7 days. Not worry that many times we worry what we don't have. But you be happy with you have 7 days and utilize that perfectly. So that's what he says in the 14th shloka. Now if we see the purport of the first shloka, it's very, Prabhupada has given best in his purports actually. So Sri Sukadeva Goswami instructed Parikshit Maharaj about the importance of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. By every progressive gentleman, in order to encourage the king who had only 7 days remaining days of life, Sri Sukadeva Goswami asserted that there is no use in living hundreds of years without any knowledge of the problems of life. So many times in this world we find that people don't know their real purpose of life. So it is said that someone who is living an animalistic way of life, when he starts following regulatory principles, he becomes human. So sometimes we become proud, okay, we are following 4 regulatory principles. But by following 4 regulatory principles, no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex and no gambling, it is said, Shastra says, you can become human being. By following 4 regulatory principles, one can become human being just by following. It's not something spiritual. It is like you become a human being by following 4 regulatory principles. But from human to become divine, so human to become a devotee, or from human being to become a pure devotee, aspiring pure devotee, one has to do japa. That is chanting of the holy name. By chanting of the holy name of the Lord, the human turns to divine. He becomes a divine living entity. So that is the importance of the chanting of the holy name. Otherwise, just by following the 4 regulatory principles, even some animals also may follow 4 regulatory principles. They also follow 4 regulatory principles. So 4 regulatory principles are the most basic thing one can do to become a human. So nothing to be proud about that. But in Kali Yuga, it has become very difficult. As yesterday Prabhuji also, Kripamaya Gauram was also very nicely explaining that how in current days, everything is taken in a relative grading. Everything is taken in a relative grading. Okay, even if someone is got 2 marks, highest marks is 2 marks, and someone got half mark, he is glorified. Oh, you got half mark. So the entire world is not able to follow regulatory principles. They are leading an animalistic life. So then we may think, okay, at least I am doing this much. So that is not the standard. We should go for absolute grading, which is mentioned in the Shastras. Shastras clearly gives what has to be followed, what should not be followed. So by seeing that, we'll understand where we are. Not that seeing other people we follow, other men in this world. If we are following other men in the world, then Kali Yuga is meant for degradation. Kali Yuga is prayena alpayusha sabhya kalo yuge janaha manda sumanda matayor manda bhagya upadritaha. So if that we want to follow, then we are in the path of degradation. Kali Yuga is meant for degradation. But we are in a path which is completely against the flow of the Kali Yuga. So that's what Prabhupada has come to give us, which is the path of Krishna consciousness. Wherever one follows this process of Krishna consciousness, that place, effect of Kali will not be there. That's Prabhupada's assurance and Shastra's assurance. So here now, if you see, so japa can bring all good qualities. So when one is chanting the holy name of the Lord, it can make a normal human being, a mere human being, into a divine personality. We learn in the Bhagavatam also, so many times, the Prabhupada also keep explaining about this shloka, that yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarver gunastatra samasate sura harava abhaktasya kuto mahadguna. So like that, abhakta, how can he have any good qualities? Abhakta. Good qualities can come only in the devotees who are chanting the holy name of the Lord. Otherwise, the materialistic people who have good qualities, they are just a mere result of their past activities. After some time, that may vanish when their karmic activity gets over. But a devotee will have all the good qualities because they become divine. They attract the good qualities from the devatas. That's what devotee become, with all the good qualities, they become divine. Then we see Prabhupada explaining below, the supreme interest of life is eternal with full knowledge and bliss. Those who are bewildered by the external features of the material world are engaged in animalistic propensities of eat, drink and be merry type of life, are simply wasting their lives by the unseen passing away by the valuable years. So we learn, like in the beginning days of Krishna consciousness itself, that very famous shloka from Mahabharata, ahara nidra bhayamaitunam cha samanyametad pashabi naranam dharmo hitesham adiko vishesho dharme nahina pashabi samana. So someone who is dharma hina, someone who doesn't follow dharma, it's clear-cut distinction is there between human beings and animal being. So there are humans, there are animals, but there are human beings with animalistic propensities. That's what is explained in this shloka. So people who don't follow dharma, people who don't follow anything from shastras or gurus, accepting a guru, they are equivalent to animal. That's what is said here. It's animalistic propensities. So people who just do eating, sleeping, mating, defending, so they are just animals, animalistic propensities in the human form of body. And they are preparing their next life to become an animal, which we are very much aware and we don't want to do that. Prabhupada explains so many lectures. Don't do this animalistic propensities just like animals. Nayam deho deha bhajam naloke kashtan kaman arhati vidbhujani. Tapo divyam putrakayena sattvam shuddhe desmad brahma sokyantanantam. So human being is meant to do tapo divyam. He is supposed to do divya tapas so that he can get brahma saukyam. And he doesn't want a saukyam, which doesn't want a sukha, which is even available to pigs and hogs and dogs. That sukha he doesn't want. That is happiness not meant for human beings. He's supposed to get the highest happiness of the Brahma Saukyam, not just a happiness which is present, which even is present for the animals. So that is the Rishabhdev says to his 100 sons instructions. So that is very, very important. And also we learn where Narada Muni is instructing to Vyasadeva, that he's saying that tasyaiva hetu prayateta kovido na labhyate yat brahmatam uparyada tal labhyate dukkha vadanyata sukam kalena sarvatra gabhira ramhasa. So the men supposed to be kovida, the intelligent men, kovida, they are not happy with those things which are available in the 14 planetary system. So they are looking for something beyond which is available in 14 planetary system. What is the problem with the things which are available in the 14 planetary system? They are temporary and they are mere fraction of a time they will be lost. Today it will come, tomorrow it will go. Agama apahina. It will come and it will go. That's the problem with those things which are available in the 14 planetary systems. But intelligent man will aspire for those things which are beyond this 14 planetary system. That's what is a holy name. Holy name is not of this material world. Holy name is coming from spiritual world. Golokera Premadana, Harinama Sankirtana. That's what one is wanting in this. Really, one should look for. If one is catching the feet of the holy name of the Lord, then he is eternally successful. There is no loss for him. Where any other thing he is catching, okay, I want this facility, I want that facility, I want a good material comfort, I want a good family member, all these things will be lost. Everything in the material world which is coming to our life, maybe even our body, our intelligence, our mind, all these things keep changing. Our intelligence, this lifetime we may be intelligent, next lifetime we may be foolish. We don't know. All these things are depending on our karma and activities. It is given to based on our previous karma. It keeps changing, but only one thing we can never changes is the holy name and the Lord. The relationship between us and the Lord will never change. All the other relationships in this material world is just relative. That's why they are called as relatives only. So they are called as relatives because they are relatives. It's not absolute. Absolute relationship is only with Krishna. Only with the holy name. That is absolute. No other relationship in this world exists. Only relationship with the holy name and Krishna exists. And even the Bhagavatam says, there is a beautiful shloka where he explains that our samyujyate and viyujyate means in this material world, we are in current family, we are in the current country, we are in the current situation, society. We come for some time and after that viyujyate, we separate and go to next destination based on our karma and other where we desire to go. So there we go. So that samyujyate, viyujyate will keep happening. We are put, even in the same life also, we are sometimes in some friend circle. After some time, we'll go to some other friend circle, some other school, some other college, some other company. We keep change our company in this world itself. What to speak of the next life? That also keep changing based on our desire and our past activities. One should be very careful in this human form of life to achieve what is a really benefit for us. That's what Prabhupada says in the next. But we should know in perfect consciousness that human life is bestowed upon the conditional soul to achieve the spiritual success. And the easiest possible procedure to attain this end is to chant the holy name of the Lord. That is the most easiest way, the chanting the holy name of the Lord. Like I was hearing Radheshyam's lecture, he was saying, like suppose you ask a student who is tomorrow having the board exam. Now current time is the board exam time. Children are having exams and many things. So children, if you ask a child, tomorrow you have a board exam? Oh, I will give you a very nice room. I'll give you all the books, textbooks and guides and everything I will give you. You can study and write tomorrow board exam. Child will say, what? Tomorrow is a board exam. How will I study all those textbooks with nice facility? I don't want. So that is not required. If you say that child, I will give you question paper of tomorrow. Child will be very happy immediately. Yeah, give me. So he'll seriously study also what question and everything. So same way, actually Mahaprabhu has come and given us the question paper. Chant the holy name. That's what is required for us. Otherwise, we don't have a time to study all the Vedic literatures, 108 Upanishads, 4 Vedas, and Vedanta Sutra, Mahabharata, so many 18 Puranas and Upapuranas, all these things we don't have time to study. Child doesn't have one day to study. He is not sufficient for a child to study. Like one day is not sufficient. Similarly, one lifetime is not sufficient for us to study entire Vedic literatures. It's not sufficient. We cannot study that. So even if you study also, Manda Matayo, Manda Bhagya Padrita, we will not understand. We will not understand what is there in the Shastras. So that's why it's very, very important. Just follow the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction that just chant the holy name and don't offend devotees. Then we will go back to Godhead. That's what Prabhupada is coming. The later part he'll come, the offense to devotees also. So basically the purpose of human life is very clear. Atma Jijnasa. Jivasya Tattva Jijnasa. That also it is explained in the thing. Where it is. Yeah. So this is the shloka from the 3rd chapter where Shaunakadra Rishi says to Suta Goswami that Ayur harati vaipam samudhyannastavam chayannaso tasyarte yakshano nita uttama shloka vartaya. That the devotees, they never lose time. They are using the human form in the best way, devotees, because every moment there is utilized. From morning to night, either they are in chanting, reading, hearing or some service. It's very clear. Not one moment is lost. For them, the life is not stolen by the rising of the sun and sunrise and sunset. Rising of sun or setting of the sun, their day is not lost for devotees. Whereas for non-devotees, they are in a very dangerous condition. Every day is stolen by the sun. Every day is stolen. At the end of the day, they will be very much remorse and depression and fearful of the next. What is next? Death. They are so fearful of death. Whereas devotee is not fearful of death. Like recently also, His Grace Archita Prabhu was giving the class. He was saying, one who is a realized soul, he is not fearful of death. Just like when you go to sleep, are you fearful? Are we fearful when you go to sleep and, I'm going to get up next day morning. So we are not fearful while going to sleep because we are sure that we are going to get up in the morning. That conviction we have. We are not fearful of sleeping. Rather, we want to sleep in the night. So same way, our self-realized soul is very much sure, okay, I'm giving up this body in night and I'm waking up in another body. Night when we go to sleep, we are sleeping in the same body and we'll get up in the same body. Whereas for realized souls, they know that at the time of death, I will sleep in this body, I will give up this body, and I will get up in the other body. If Krishna wants me to go to another body, where I have to serve in a certain way, he is ready for that. Then Krishna wants me to come back to spiritual world, that is also I am happy with. He doesn't bother itself. There is a beautiful story of Anant Alvar, where once, in a short way, I'll just describe, it's one of my favorite pastime, that once Anant Alvar was in Tirupati, he's making beautiful gardens and flowers for the Balaji. And while making gardening the flowers for the Lord, once what happened, he was bitten by a snake in the garden. A big cobra came and bit him. And the other person who was a helping person, hey, cobra has bit you, you have to take some first aid now. So please come. No, it's fine. I have to, my service is pending for today. I have to do this service. You forget it, no problem. Then he tried to stress him. No, this king cobra, this is a big cobra, you will die. No, don't worry, you get lost from here. I will take care. So then he goes and complains to Balaji. This person goes to Balaji, what is this, your devotee? Snake has bitten, he is not taking care. Balaji, okay, I will talk to him, let him come. Then he comes with a big garland, a beautiful garland for the Balaji. Balaji says, stop. Okay, what? Okay, your snake has bitten you, why are you not taking care? You have to take care, the snake has already bitten you, the poison is there very serious and you will die. Why are you not taking care of your body like that? Then Anantalvar says, what's the big deal? There is no problem. I'm not able to see any problem in that. And Lord says, Balaji says, could you describe what? No problem. Then, see what is happening here now. There is a garden for you, I have made. I'm taking the flowers from that, making a garland and offering you garland if I live. So if I die now, after the snake bite, I will go to Vaikunta. There also beautiful garden will be there. From there I'll take flowers and make a garland and offer to you. Either I'm here making garland or there making garland. How does it make difference? Balaji was like, okay, fine. Continue. Means that is the consciousness of a devotee who is a very self-realized, who never bothers about what is the disturbances of this material world. So he continues his services. Then Prabhupada continues here saying that the human form is bestowed upon for the conditional soul for the spiritual success. So we find here in the 11th canto, there is a beautiful shloka explaining about this Nridehamadyam sulabham sudurlabham plavam sukalpam guru karnadharam mayanukulena navasvateritam puman bhavabdim nataret sa atmaha. So it's beautifully explained that Nrideham, this human body, can award all the benefit for us, which is easily we can achieve that. Sulabham, very easily we can achieve the Sudurlabham, which is very difficult to achieve, but in human body we can easily achieve. And it's compared to a Plavam, the boat. And in that boat we have a captain. Who is that captain? Guru. Our Guru is the Guru Karnadharam. He is the captain. And Maya Anukulena Navasvateritam. Maya Anukulena Navasva means there are favorable winds. Favorable winds which are moving the boats ahead. What are those favorable winds? They are Shastras. They are the literatures, scriptures. So that is there. Puman bhavabdim nataret sa atmaha. Now using this, if man doesn't cross the bhavabdi, this material ocean, he is atmaha. He is killing himself. Such a nice facility is given for him, but if he is not utilizing it to cross the material existence, he is killing himself. And this is another shloka only, 11th canto. Labdhva sudurlabham. Like after getting labdhva sudurlabham, which is human body is very sudurlabha, very difficult to get. So bahusambhavante, after so many lifetimes and so many millions of species we have gone under, we get this human body. So this Manushya Deham. But it's Manushya Deham, even though very difficultly we get, it has lot of meaning. Arthadham, Adruvam Arthadham. It is very meaningful because we can cross over this material world using this human body. That's why human body is very, very rare and very, very special. If you're not utilizing this human body, there is no other way to cross over this material world. And human body is the body where we can train our mind and remove all our impressions of the mind. No other body we can remove that. No other body. Only in human form we can remove all our past sinful tendencies and everything. Otherwise, we are just other species. We just cross from one species after another species in a very mechanical way. We just suffer and be happy in that. Sometimes happy, sometimes suffering. Keep going in that 84 lakh species of life. Only in a human body we can reset everything and go back to Godhead. That's why it's very, very special, human body. So next, Prabhupada, he explains here. So we may further be enlightened on the different types of offenses committed unto the holy name of the Lord. In the previous shloka purport, which we are not discussing today, so Prabhupada explains all the 10 offenses in detail. In that shloka of Etad Nirvidhyamana Namichato Akudobhayam. So their full 10 offenses are described by Prabhupada. But here some little more offenses regarding offenses Prabhupada will describe. So Jiva Goswami Prabhu has quoted many passages from authentic scriptures that has ably supported the statements in the matter of offenses at the feet of the holy name. So here Jiva Goswami says that, one can be liberated from the effects of all sins simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So that is one of the immediate advantage of chanting the holy name of the Lord. The sins which are troubling us, the sins which are making us undergo so much terrible kind of suffering in this material world, immediately when we chant the holy name, it's removed. So many shlokas are there to substantiate that. This is a shloka from the 6th canto in Ajamila section where Prabhupada explains in the purport that Namno hiyavate shaktihi papa nirharane hare tavad kartum na shaknoti patakam pataki naraha. Very famous shloka that simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, a sinful man can counteract all the reactions to more sins than he is able to commit. Means one holy name of the Lord can remove that much sins which one can never commit in this entire existence. So that is the power of the holy name. One can, just by chanting the holy name, that much. So it's the power of holy name is so high, we cannot just estimate with our tiny intelligence. And the next one is a very beautiful one. Avashenapi yannamni kirtate sarvapatake puman vimachyate sadhyaha simhatrashte mrgairhiva. Just like in the forest, when the lion roars, all the small birds and animals just flee away. No one will stay. When lion roars, everyone runs away. Even we also, if you hear the lion roaring, our heart gets shattered actually. It's very difficult. We cannot tolerate that. So same way, when all the animals run away, all the small birds and everything runs away when hearing the lion's roar, our sinful tendencies are compared to that tiny birds and animals. Once they hear the Simha Garjan of the holy name of the Lord, everyone runs away. Everything will run away. That is the power of the holy name. So by once chanting the holy name of the Lord, which consists of 2 syllables, Hari, one guarantees his path to liberation. So this is the glories of the holy name. But problem is, Prabhupada is going to explain next. What is the problem? So problem is offenses. That's where we are getting stuck. Offenses is the big problem for us. So he says one should, being unable to do so, one should commit suicide rather than hearing the blasphemy of the devotees of the Lord. So blaspheming the devotees or hearing the blasphemy of the devotees, one cannot advance. How much ever one chants, if offenses continues, one is not able to get the benefit of the holy name. Offenses cover us from getting the benefit of the holy name. So that's why Mahaprabhu also says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that Bahu janma kari yadi shravana kirtana tabutana paya Krishna pade premadana. One may chant for the Bahu janma. So many lifetimes one may keep chanting. But he will not get premadana because of these offenses. because of offenses. One has to be very actively trying to remove these offenses. Otherwise, very difficult to cross over this material world. We may keep remaining in the material world, being a devotee also, but to get Krishna Premadana, it's very difficult. So end of this purport, Prabhupada very nicely explains about summarizing the entire thing. He explains one should therefore utilize one's life in glorifying the Lord by all means, without any offense. So that's how we utilize every moment. Every moment which is used for the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, which is used for glorifying the Lord, which is used for the serving the devotees. So that is considered. That moment is never lost. So that's how quality of our life will be improved. Such activity of life, even for a moment, is never be compared to the prolonged life of ignorance. So we don't want to live like Prabhupada used to say, the redwood trees, the sequoia trees. In the US, there is a place where big redwood trees are there. They have seen Krishna also, they have seen Buddha also, they have seen Muhammad also, Jesus also. Means they have 5,000, 6,000 years old trees. So such big trees, what is the use of living such a long time if there is no quality in their life? It's simply useful. Rather we see Mahaprabhu also was there in this material world only 48 years, or Shankaracharya 32 years. So very tiny time, which is more quality wise, it says quality is more important than the big quantity of life. So we see in the life of, we can say, our Acharyas also, like Katwanga example, Shukadeva Goswami gives the example of Katwanga Maharaj in the next shloka. How Katwanga Maharaj, in the moment of, like after fighting for the demigods for the so long time, he was, demigods were ready to give anything for him. If he would have asked nectar, they would have given some nectar also for Katwanga. But he didn't ask nectar or any apsaras or any opulence from the heaven. He didn't ask anything of those. He just asked, okay, you are, all of you know better. So seeing my Panchanga, tell me that how many more years, how much time I have in this material world to live. Demigods told him, oh, you want to know that? He told, you have only a moment, one muhurta. You have only one muhurta. So one muhurta, if you want to translate it into minutes, it's like 48 minutes. So you have only 48 minutes left. Immediately from heaven, he came to earth. Because earth, you'll get little more time. Heaven is, time is less. So one moment he had, immediately he came to earthly planet and start remembering the Lord and performing the devotional service. Within 48 minutes, he was able to go back to Godhead. That was the absorption of Katwanga Maharaj. Not that that time he did and remembered Lord. He had some sadhana backup also. He did all his duties. So just by at the end of the life, it's not so easy. It means we have to practice throughout the life. So Prabhupada says in this purport also, the fully responsible man should always be conscious of the prime duty of the present human form of life. So consciousness, like if you see from the Shastras also, there are different types of the men. Like there are spirit soul generally covered with so many layers. It's compared to Bhagavad Gita, differentiate into 3 levels. Whereas if you go a little more deeper, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in the 5 levels, the consciousness is covered by Maya of the living entities. First one is like Achedita or Avrata or Sankuchita, Mukulita and Vikasita and Purna Vikasita. So it's easy to understand. First one, Avrata or Achedita, it's like a completely covered consciousness of the trees and plants. They have completely covered. Their consciousness is not visible for us. They just take birth, grow, reproduce, dwindle and death. Hardly anything they are conscious what is happening there. Whereas in Sankuchita Chaitana, which is animals, birds and other beasts and reptiles, they have some consciousness, some happiness feeling. When they get food, they will become very happy. You see a dog now, when they get food, they were very happy. When they see another female dog, they become very excited. So means they have some consciousness, they have some feeling. That is like Sankuchita, but everything is about eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Nothing more than that. Whereas the next level where we come, that is Mukulita, means budding consciousness. It's little bit started growing. Budding consciousness where humans, and these humans can transform themselves, their consciousness from the Mukulita to Vikasita and Purna Vikasita. That's up to us, where we want to do. Materialistic people are just in Mukulita consciousness. They're like budding consciousness, they don't want to grow only. They will do all the animalistic activities, just like whatever animals do in Sankuchita, same thing the humans do in Mukulita. Even though they have ability to transform their consciousness in a higher form, but they will never do that. So they will be like interested only in the eating, sleeping, and economic development, that's all they're interested in, not much. So they will be still in Mukulita. Whereas the devotees who are practicing, struggling to get up in the morning, chanting the holy name and following regulative principles, they come in the standard of Vikasita. Vikasan ho raha hai, means there is a progress. Progress is going on. Vikasana is happening in the world. Vikasana is happening in the consciousness. So Vikasana is happening. It's unfolding. Slowly that bud is becoming unfolding. But pure devotees, gurus, they are like Purna Vikasita, completely grown. They are like completely blossomed consciousness. No confusion. No confusion about whether I am body or I am soul. So who is body, who is soul? So that much they are they're not confused. Otherwise, people are just in the Mukulita Chaitanya in the general public. Like I was hearing one devotee was saying, in the Western countries, so much they are absorbed in the bodily consciousness. One devotee said to one man that, you are not this body. You are not this body. Like that he mentioned. Then that person got confused. Then whose body I am? Means they're so much into, they don't know that the soul concept only. When we say you're not this body, then whose body I am? Means he's completely thinking that I am this body only, and if I am not this body, then whose body I am? Means that much in the Mukulita consciousness there. They don't know only how much they are. But we have to grow from Mukulita to Vikasita and Purna Vikasita. That's possible just being in the association of devotees and reading Prabhupada books every day and chanting the holy name. Nothing more to be done. Just follow the instructions and guidance of our superiors. That's enough. We don't need to invent anything new. We are not scientists like here. Scientists in the material world break their head to invent so many things in this world to suffer more. That's all is happening. But we need not to do any research. Just do what is said. It's very simple. Just like a question paper is given. Question paper is given already. Read first question, second question, third question, find out the answer. Where is the answer? Answer is there in Prabhupada books. So we read Prabhupada books, we get the answers, and we chant the holy name. That's what we have to do. Nothing much to do for us. It's very easy for us. Problem happens when simple becomes crooked. So when simple mind becomes crooked mind, it becomes very, very difficult. Crooked mind means we want to do this also, that also, along with devotional service and material activities. It becomes very difficult for us. Otherwise, devotional life is so blissful and easy for us. And this Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains about 5 categories of human beings we find in the material world. First class is like immoral and classless. They are like lawless people. They don't follow any rules and regulations. Niti Shunya. Second one is a Nirishwara and Naitika. Means atheistic, but they have Niti. They follow law-abiding, moralist, nationalist, all these things. But they are atheistic. That is the second one. Third is Sa Ishvara Naitika. Theistic, they are faithful to the Lord also, and they are moralist and nationalistic, all this also. Fourth is Sadhana Bhakta, that is devotee of the Lord. Fifth is the Bhava Bhakta, the pure devotee of the Lord. At least one should be in fourth, Sadhana Bhakta. So we should be not just theistic, oh God is there and He will provide me for everything. Oh, He is very good, but I don't want to do anything for Him. That is not that most of the people. Currently in India we see many people are like theistic and moralistic. They want to become like that. Previously it was atheistic and moralistic, but it is slowly growing to theistic and moralistic. But we have to transform them to Sadhana Bhakta. With the help of Prabhupada's books and with the help of Prabhupada's message, we can transform those who are Seshwara Naitika to Sadhana Bhaktas. So that's our task. So first two, the 1 and 2, the lawless and the atheistic, they come in the Sankuchita. If you see, Mukulita, they're just budding. Their consciousness is like only eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Whereas one who is an Ishwaravadi, means a theistic, and another devotee of the Lord, they are come in the Vikasita. And the devotee, Bhava Bhakta, anyways, comes in the Purna Vikasita. So we'll already time now. I'll just conclude. So shloka number 14. So basically the concept of today or take-home message for today is the quality of our time which we invest in devotional service is very, very important. Quantity, even in devotional service also we engage, but if quality is not invested, then we are losing the time. We invest every day 2 hours in chanting. That is quantity. Quantity of time is given. But are we really giving quality time? That we have to see. So quality we have to improve. In morning program also, it's the best program which Prabhupada has given for benefit of all of us and even for the future generations. Just by following the morning program, one becomes so spiritual and one becomes so much strength to fight against the so many temptations given by Maya. It's very easy by following the morning program. But if you are not giving the quality time for morning program, quality time, like sitting and chanting, we are not able to do. Yeah, there are struggle. Everyone is struggling, but we should sincerely struggle. We should not give up. Oh, anyway, this is like this only. For sure, I'm going to sleep in Japa. So like this consciousness, if it comes, then it's very difficult to advance. Struggling, we have to struggle. Struggle is always there. But struggle of a devotee is nothing compared to the struggle of materialistic world outside. They also get up early in the morning, go for office, they travel every day so much. So struggle of them is more, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, if only I had struggled like a materialistic to improve his economic conditions and his family members' desires, so much hard he works. So if I had worked that much hard, I would have achieved Krishna's lotus feet long time before. Because materialistic people work very hard. Very, very hard they work. So not that they don't work, but everything, all the work is just utilized for the eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That's a big problem. But devotees, we are very clear. We are overcoming that and coming back to the, we want to grow in our spiritual life. We want to understand Krishna. We want to have a good relationship with the Vaishnavas. Because we know this is the only thing we can have in this material world, which is an eternal thing. All the other things are just temporary, we lose it. So finally in the 14th shloka, Shukdev Goswami says, so don't worry, you have not one muhurta, but you have 7 days. So make necessary arrangements for your afterlife destinations. So he gives that assurance. 7 days you have, that is good. So let us discuss Bhagavatam. So from here, Parikshit Maharaj keep asking questions, and then 12 cantos, from the 2nd canto to 12th canto, Parikshit Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami, the discussion goes on. That's what happens. So thank you very much. If so many mistakes might have committed while speaking. If anyone want to correct that or give some comment or any questions, we'll have that for a few minutes. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, so Prabhuji is asking, like sometimes people say, okay, I will do one round with quality. So, and continue like that. So how to deal with them? So basically for that reason, we are Kali Yuga souls. For that reason only our Acharya has fixed the quantity. So minimum this much quantity you have to do. Minimum, okay, Prabhupada said 16 rounds. So that Prabhupada has set for us. So that one should follow. So then, apart from that, if you want to improve, yes, we can improve quality of the 16 rounds, and we can improve quantity also when time is there. That's why we say whenever the initiation is given also, minimum 16 rounds, we say. We don't say, I will chant only 16 rounds. No, we say minimum of 16 rounds. So that is there. So quantity is, we have to fix, because if quantity is not fixed, Kali Yuga souls like us, who are most of the time, we are struggling with passion and ignorance. Ignorance, when it attacks us, 16, why? Tomorrow, let me do 8 today, tomorrow I will do 24. So like this, mind will give all the good ideas. So that's why we should not abide by the mind's quantity-based discussions. So quantity is fixed, 16 rounds, not less than that. So for that reason, we have to fix quantity, for mind to not to distract us. So mind to not to disturb us. Otherwise, quality is important. And quantity, we just go by our acharyas, seniors' instructions. And we have such a beautiful society where we need not worry much. Just approach our superior and ask, Prabhuji, like this happening, so what to do? So that is one beauty here. But if independently we want to follow something, then there is a struggle, even in Krishna consciousness. One has to struggle if someone wants to be independent in Krishna consciousness. But depending on Vaishnavas and superiors and Guru's representatives, it's because Guru is not always available to our visible presence. So he sent us many his representatives who are very much available for our visible presence, and we can take shelter of them and ask them the queries which we have. It's very simple for us. So quantity is required in that sense. So, yeah, Prabhuji asking if when we are chanting inattentively, but we are chanting the holy name, will the sinful activities goes away? Yes, sins goes away, but we don't get Krishna prem. So even if inattentively chanted, like he says our Yamadutas in the 6th canto, Sanketyam Parikahasyam va Stobam Helanami vacha Vaikuntanam Granam Asheshaga. That shloka comes where even if one is chanting the holy name, Sanketyam, he is not meant to chant, he just, oh, Hare Krishnas are there. Just to Sanketya, he is just pointing out. Sanketyam, Parihasyam, hey, Hare Krishna has come. Means just in a joking way. If he says, Sanketyam, Parihasyam, Stobham is like, he's scolding. These Hare Krishnas are like this. Means he's scolding. In this way, anyway one chants, Agham, all the Agha gets removed. Sins are removed. Even if you're inattentively chanting, sins are removed. But we are not interested to remove the sins. Sins goes by just one chanting of Shuddhanama. Anyway, all sins goes and we get the Krishna prema. We are focused on Krishna name, Krishna's prema. Sins is nothing like. Sins are, our Kurushekar Maharaj says, Bhakti Mukulita Anjali Sevate Asmin. Bhakti will come, Mukti Mukulita Anjali Sevate Asmin. When one starts chanting the holy name of the Lord, Mukti will come folding his hand and stand in front of the devotee's house. Please allow me. Devotee says, I don't want Mukti. So what to speak of sin? Mukti only coming when one chanting the holy name of the Lord. So sins definitely goes, but because when one is chanting the holy name of the Lord, Krishna personally takes care of him. If Krishna thinks that this devotee has to undergo a little more trouble to take Krishna consciousness seriously, he will give some trouble from his side. From his side, so that we will become a little more serious in our Krishna consciousness. That he's, yesterday, I think, the day before yesterday, Archita Prabhu also saying the same thing. That, Yasyaham anugrahami harishye taddanam shanai. Like, Krishna will, if he knows, if a devotee becomes, if he gets this trouble, he will improve. Then Krishna will give that trouble to that devotee. So that trouble is not because of his karma, that Krishna is personally giving the devotee. So that it is good for us. That is why Krishna devotees always thinks any trouble coming in my life is Krishna's orchestration to make me a good devotee, nice devotee. Like even Kunti Maharani says that, Vipada Santusa Sashwat. Let all the trouble come to me so that I can remember you always. At least if we don't have that, then we can at least, if not in a Kunti Maharani platform, let all the trouble come to me. At least we should be in Brahmaji's platform where he says, Tattenu kampa susamikshamano bunjana eva atmakritam vipakam. Look, whatever the troubles coming to me in my life, it is atmakritam vipakam. It is because of my own karma. It's coming, but Lord is giving little bit to me. My head supposed to be get cut, but only finger got cut now. Okay, thank you, Krishna. So that should be our consciousness. If not in Kunti Maharani platform, at least we should be in Brahmaji's prayers that it's whatever the suffering I'm having, it's not Krishna giving, it's my own bad karma, my own activities, because of that I'm getting this. At least that should be known. But sins and all, no talk about sins. Like by chanting holy name, sins are just goes away. It's a byproduct only. When mukti is coming, where is the point of sin? That was the discussion between the point of discussion in what is that place? Haridas Thakur and that Gopal Chakravarti. Gopal Chakravarti, like when Haridas Thakur said, this holy name, mukti is just a byproduct of the chanting of the holy name. Gopal Chakravarti, like, he really got offended. It entire life after life, one practices varnashrama, he'll get mukti. Like, that was his understanding. Karma kanda procedure, all you do at life after life, then you'll get mukti. But that mukti, you just saying that, just chanting holy name once, mukti will be byproduct of that. He really got offended, sincerely. Like, he didn't have any bad intentions for Haridas Thakur, but he was very well Shastrik studied person, no? Very well-versed person. By hearing Haridas Thakur saying that mukti is just a byproduct of chanting of the holy name, he really got offended. So, the mukti only is coming means what to speak of sins and other things. Sins are no way point near to that. It's okay. Yeah, tendency will commit sins will be there. That is called as aprarabdha. So proclivity to commit sins and again, that will be there. That will go only when we pray to Krishna to remove that. And we don't have strength to remove that. When Krishna enters our heart, removes all those proclivity, then only it will remove. Like he says in the second chapter of the Bhagavatam, where Suta Goswami starts, no? He explains about Shunnatam Sakata Krishna, Punyashravana Kirtana, Hridyantasto hi abhadrani, Vidunoti Suhrusatam. Hridyantasto hi abhadrani. When we hear the Krishna Katha enters into our heart, and Krishna has to clean that. We don't have strength to clean that. That when Krishna will enter, if we are allowing to enter, we are not entering holy name into our ears only. From mouth it is coming, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But we are not hearing only. We are not allowing Krishna to enter the ear. If you make Krishna to enter our ear, it will definitely clean our heart. But if we don't make Krishna to enter our ear, to entering the ear means mind should be there, focused. Then Krishna will clean it. Otherwise, we don't have strength to clean it. Yes, bro. Ajamila. Yeah, he's asking, sinful activity and offenses, will that be carried for proclivity? Offenses also actually carry forward. Offenses are like I heard from Radheshyam Prabhu, like it's saying that we have the bhakti treasure with us, but offenses will cover it. We are not able to access the bhakti treasure because offenses covers it. It will be there as long as we remove the offenses, that will be there only. We cannot access to the bhakti treasure. It's like we have kept the bhakti inside a bank locker and we locked it and forgot the locker key. That's like offense. Even though that bhakti is there, but we cannot access it because of offense. Offenses, the only thing is we have to pray to the Lord. Then only we can overcome the offenses. That lamentation has to be done. Like from the devotee side, there is a beautiful song actually. It explains about these offenses. The Gaurapahum, like how we struggle with that it comes. Only thing is with open heart, we don't pray to the Lord. Many times we becomes mechanical. When we go in front of DT also, we say, Hey Krishna, Karuna, Dinamu, Jagatpate, Gopesha, Gopi, Gandha, Radha, Gandha, Namosute. But are we really meaning that when we say, Hey Krishna, Karuna, Sindhu? Means we don't put our mind in the prayers. When we are putting the mind absorbed, like sir, bhakti means absorption. When you are absorbed in every moment of bhakti, these offenses will not come. We are very much focused. Offenses comes because of inattentiveness. When we are attentive, offenses will not happen. I am also struggling. I'm not like I'm practicing, but offenses will be eradicated when we are absorbed, and absorption means no inattentiveness. When we say Taptakanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, are we really meaning that when we pray to the Lord, we mechanically doing it? Offenses means we have to become attentive. If you want to remove the offenses, even in a relationship also, some devotee get offended. Offense happens because of impersonalistic dealings. We are not attentive and personalistic to the devotees. So when we are attentive and prayerful, offenses will not be committed. And Krishna wants us to come to that stage. Then only it will be removed. If we want to come today or we want to come after 1 year, it's up to us. So definitely offenses can be removed, but we have to become more attentive. That's why inattentiveness is the mother of all offense. When inattentiveness is removed, offenses will be removed. We have to be attentive in every moment of Krishna consciousness. And then comes absorption. Without inattentiveness, absorption will not happen. Inattentiveness, we have to remove inattentiveness, then absorption will come. Then when at the point of absorption, there is no offense at all. I don't know, Prabhuji, you want to add? Really, your truck drivers are Prabhuji saying very attentive. Nazar hati, durghatan gati. If they're attentive, if they're inattentive, because we are not, that's why we have to read and hear regularly so that we can be attentive. We know what is the purpose of this value of this body. That's why Shukadeva Goswami, after telling the holy name of the Lord is all in our life. Etad nirvidyamananam. He didn't sit with Parishit Maharaj and chanting for 7 days. Like he could have told, no, chanting is the ultimate, and let us sit and chant for 64 rounds a day or 192 rounds a day. He didn't do that. Shravanam, importance of hearing was given. So we have to hear. Shravanam has to be done. Then our japa will improve, then our absorption will improve. Then inattentiveness goes away, then no offense. I don't know, whatever little I know I added. Then a proclivity is that, like aprarabdha is the thing which created every time. When any sin is acted, any activity is performed, prarabdha and aprarabdha. Prarabdha is the immediate result of that. Aprarabdha is that thing which is kept for later. So that will be always remaining. And prarabdha will be removed immediately by chanting the holy name. Proclivity will come from aprarabdha.
The Macaulay would not have brought it in English. You would have seen how wonderful the Sanskrit language is, because he knew Bible upside down. And he learned many languages by studying. He learned the alphabet, German, Spanish. You learn the alphabet, and you will take Bible in that language. He knows Bible every word. So he knows the alphabet. So you know how to put them together, letters, words, sentence like that. And you know what is in the Bible. So automatically you understand what word means what. You know sequentially. And like they used to say, nobody told you. Unfortunately, like Bhajan Maharaj also said that in Vrindavan there is no, or not told everybody is new friends. Like that, the Banarsi scholars, and we asked, what is in your scriptures? Oh, we have a king who lived for 60,000 years. And our God is lying in the ocean of milk. So he was going from England to India every 6 months. He said, I'm going so much in this ocean, I have never seen a milk ocean. What are you talking about? So your geography is zero. There's no milk ocean. And your history is bogus because no king lives for 60,000 years. So your history is useless, your geography is also useless. Etc. But somehow or other, the Bible came in more than 2,000 languages and they formed a vision. So we can see that we have not occupied that space. That was what we started after Bhakti. And the translation started after Trump. We are very much behind in the race. That is why we are struggling. And in many countries, they don't even hear about us. They don't want to hear about us. Then we have. What is that we going to do? And you know one interesting thing? There is a case in the court. There was a case in the court that Krishna is actually Lampat. So we should not worship him. They are promoting worshipping Krishna, who is a Lampat. Then the court, the devotees went there, the discussion went on. So then one devotee came up with a fantastic reply. He said, in the Bible, connected to Bible, in the Bible, it said, there's an expression called bride of the Christ. There's an expression like that, official expression. In fact, the nuns are given a silver ring to wear. Ring is considered a sign of getting married or engagement. So the nuns are given a silver ring, and when they complete 5 years, they are given a golden ring. That means now engagement has become marriage. That means they are married to Christ. They are called bride of Christ. So this devotee said that this bride of Christ does not make Christ Lampat. It is a desire of that nun to serve Jesus like that. So our gopis are like that. They are like bride of Christ. Case dismissed. So we have things like that. But you see, there is dal mein kuch kala hai. We have to remove that. We have to, otherwise, we have Bhagavatam. Where is the question of Bible becoming a world religion? Of course, the English were smart. They went everywhere and they spread the Christ, Christianity. But coming now, we have no disadvantage with other religions or other countries. We are equal, or if not more. But we have to find something that is not working out. And we are open to everybody, because Mahaprabhu is much more open than Buddha, much more open than Christ, much more open than. So we have to, but Prabhupada, he gave us a big start. He gave us a big start. How can we be effective, no matter what the situation is? He gave us a big start. But that, almost 60, 70 years ago. Now we have to think, what is the next push? Like, you guys are in technology, you know how to keep moving in the technology, upgrading the technology, going this, that. All these things, all you have that. Like that. So what is it that somebody should come up with that idea? They were the Westerners, they were very active and very smart. They were the first seafarers. We say, of course, in India also the kings went to, Indonesia, Cambodia, and other places. Our kings also conquered some places. But not like the British. Their navy, their understanding of what, and they went around and, there was competition, Portuguese, Spain, French, English. Their ships were going everywhere. That kind of an active thing, you see, Prabhupada, in one sense, I used to say that if you have to teach Chaitanya Charitamrita to people in Bengali, all over the world, first you have to educate them in Bengali. Then you have to talk about Chaitanya. And if you have to talk about Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, first you have to educate people. You need Sanskrit teachers to teach Sanskrit first and Bengali teachers to teach Bengali. And then you can talk about that. But then we thank the English because they went everywhere and spread the English. So Prabhupada only had to translate from Bengali to English and Sanskrit to English. The rest was automatic. So that way we can tolerate the British coming and giving all the trouble because finally we got something good out of it. We got some Sanskrit, Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavatam in English. But now we cannot stop. We have to think and pray. It's like, next, like a rocket, no. First booster, second booster, third booster, like the rocket goes up like that. And now we have to think what is the next level we have to do. And of course, the first booster was the Vietnam War and the hippie movement. That was the first booster that took the whole thing internationally. And Prabhupada used the records and TV and whatever you could, printing. Now we have to think what is the next level of communication. So that it's like, the whole air is saturated with material movies and talks. Air is completely saturated with that. Now we have to do something to saturate the air. Of course, we can say every day Mangalarti is going on 24 hours and we can say lecture is going on. Well, what is stopping? What is stop? It is said, if Bengal becomes Krishna conscious, then whole India will become Krishna conscious. It is said like that. It's said like that. And when whole India becomes Krishna, whole means whole, not you and me. Whole means whole. So if Bengal becomes Krishna conscious, the whole India will become Krishna conscious. Of course, if whole India becomes Krishna conscious, then the whole world will become Krishna. So where is the problem? I think it's in Bengal. So there's no point in talking about, bringing these people, that people, that people. Prabhupada broke out of that mold. You can't blame Bengalis anymore. He did it. For all the Bengalis, he has done it. And he also said, I'm doing it for all the Indians. So he has shown the way how to break out of this Bengal stuff. In fact, his God brothers never ever thought actually Mahaprabhu's message will go abroad. They thought that's an exaggeration. They thought like that. But Prabhupada broke that mold because he knew that's correct. So now, I don't know who else we need. Prabhupada brought Americans, so I read American Bhagavatam. I didn't know Indian Bhagavatam. I only heard American speaking Bhagavatam. Imported. All my Bhagavatam lectures are imported from America. Better quality. No, I was really amazed the way they... My curiosity was fully satisfied. I wanted to know what is it that this Krishna consciousness. We have traditional Krishna consciousness in Madhva Sampradaya, Sri Vishnu Sampradaya, Nimbarka, Vishnu Swami. But that does not taking anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Because this is revolutionary. That is conventional, orthodox. So that's why you said, no, we are not doing attentively. So those who say they are Christians, they don't follow attentively. And those Muslims who are thinking they are following attentively, they are not following the essence. They are following the periphery. One who is not accepting Allah, you kill him. But one who is accepting the Allah, what do you do with him? What does he do? That they don't talk. They are only against people who don't accept Allah. But what about people who accept Allah? So we have in Vaishnavism, your bhakti begins by bhakti unmukha sukruti. You have to do those things that enhances your bhakti by serving those who are already there. So we are focused more over the already who are Vaishnavas, advanced Vaishnavas. We are focused on that. But Muslims are not like that. They are not focusing on glorifying great Muslims. They are only harassing others who do not come to at least their idea of what is spirituality. But no, we have to do both. We have to focus on those who are advanced and glorify them as much as possible. And of course, we also have to preach. But there is something, we have to connect both the activities. Very nicely we have to connect it. So then, of course, there's a lot of things we can go on discussing. But even among devotees, we may not be Atmaha, we may not exactly be Atmaha. But we don't say, I'm Atma. That we don't say. We have to say, I'm Atma. That we don't say. We only say, not Atma. But how are we realize that? And if I don't know I'm a soul, how am I going to know what is super soul? And if I don't know what is super soul, how am I going to go to Bhagavan? Now, how am I going to understand I'm worshipping Bhagavan? Therefore, you said, Tapta Kanchana Goni, so, duty done. What? So, there is something. After Prabhupada, there's not much to complain. There's not much to complain. I think it is more or less not so much dependent on the movement, it depends on the individual. So if each one, Prabhupada said, all of you Indians, if you help me, I'm one Indian, I brought it this forward. If all of you Indians help me, now what does that mean? That means we are not helping. It's obvious that we are not helping. So that's individual decision, how you want to. So then people will glorify you because you are following Prabhupada utterly. And in that process, they will bring more people, they will go and introduce. Therefore, it is not that our movement is restricted to our GBCs or our gurus. Of course not. Then it cannot be called movement. It is restricted to this group and that group. How you can call it a movement? Movement is everyone, he will do it. It doesn't matter where you are. You can preach. Even a little girl can preach. Even a dog can chant. What does that mean? So we can't become hidebound with a corporate mentality and, like that, straight-jacketed. We have to flow full. No, so that means it's open to everyone. It's not that 10 people are sitting on my head and not allowing me to do it. Prabhupada broke out. No. He broke out. He didn't care about the organization. Sometimes he didn't even care about ISKCON. Is ISKCON is going to give Krishna Prem? Official request stamp, ISKCON. So letterhead mein likhte hain. Are you getting Krishna Prem from ISKCON? ISKCON, International Center. Are you getting Krishna Prem from there? It's only a vehicle. You need a ship, but the ship needs a captain. We definitely need a ship to cross over. ISKCON is the ship, but it needs a captain. So now, I don't know, you want the whole world to be on one ship, I don't know about that, but everybody has to carry some individual responsibility in preaching. I think that we should focus on that area. Of course, we are doing a little bit, we are having counselors, we are having extension centers. Still, we are kind of, you may have Ashesha Teja, how sun is described. Echakchuresha Savita Sakala Grahana Raja Samasta Suramurti Asesha Teja. So like that. So if we have that idea, like Prabhupada knew Pritutya Chetana Gradigram. He did not think it is exaggeration. So if we think this Asesha Teja, it can spread to everyone, it can be given to everyone. So that's what I mean by the Westerners having that kind of a initiative to do things in their, whatever they thought was important. They took a lot of struggle to go everywhere. In Philippines, the whole country is Christian. They hardly know anything about Christ. We should not end up like that. They hardly know anything about Christ and his followers. Hardly. All that they know is the Pope. I am saying we should not end up like that. Just like Christianity, it depends not on Christ, it depends on the Pope or any other denomination they have. We can't end up like that. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. And no, nothing else what Prabhupada stands for. Prabhupada himself said, what is the use of your offering flowers and your offering this gift and that gift? You follow my instruction. He himself said, that is the best Vyas Puja gift you can give. So that means we cannot be bound thinking that I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do that. Of course you follow first you glorify the senior Vaishnavas, advanced Vaishnavas, but that doesn't stop you from doing whatever you have to do. You take inspiration and carry on like that. That's what Prabhupada took from Rupa Goswami, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That is what the parampara is for. What the parampara is for? Ihara Paramahamsa, Gaurangera Nijavansa, Tandera Charanas. Right? Like that. And Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj also, he did so much. Fantastic. He used to take huge number of parts when he traveled in a train with all the devotees. Like you carry to Melkote, no, you carry your things and all that. And he went all over the country like that. What? In one train, the train left with all the parts. The parts were gone. Some of them missed. So I could understand that he was preaching on that level. In those days, no communication, no conveyance. And he did 64 Gaudiya Maths. We say we have 1,000 centers, but 64 in those days was a big number. Nothing, no technology, no phones, no conveyance, no nothing. That means, what is his enthusiasm from the holy name? What is he getting that? Rather, we should emphasize more about the effect of the holy name than about the offense. Our focus should be, what is the effect of the holy name, what is the power of the holy name, then what offenses we are doing. Because that is a little discouraging. I don't know when I'll be free from that. But if I am told, if you follow the holy name, if you glorify the holy name, the effect will be greater and greater and greater. Now that's encouraging. Like a child, Kaka kehte hain, bada naam karega. So like that. So if you encourage everybody like that, bada naam karega, that is a little bit lacking. We should see everybody like that. Bada naam karega, bada naam. Like that. That way, what you are also saying, Krishna will remove the offenses. Whatever, inside, outside, whatever. But you encourage everyone to preach as much as possible. And, of course, the power of the holy name should be in your consciousness. I'm only an instrument, but the holy name will do the job. Prabhupada, no, in your room, 107, right next to the door, Lord, please, let them understand this message, right? You are in their heart. And he says both. He says, put the words in my mouth, and you are in the heart. You make them understand those words. Prabhupada has no worries. You put the words in my mouth, you are in the heart, you make them understand. And that's nice. So I think we should talk more about how holy name is effective and powerful. And we are okay, they all did a big thing, the Europeans and all that. But now India is really powerful. India is actually really more powerful than many countries. But we should not go the way they are talking about just economic development or super, power. we really have to speak more boldly. We don't have to feel shy. I don't think we should feel shy. When speaking, glorifying the holy name. What is there to be shy about? Why can't we tell our own people in our own circle? Why, like you said, 10 times you said don't waste time. At least 10 times you said don't waste time. What are they doing? Why are you allowing them to waste time? If you are convinced everything comes from Krishna, at least one thing Prabhupada said, hippies, they were not attached to their families or parents. They were Kali Yuga sannyasis. What? Like that. Prabhupada liked hippies very much. He liked it. And yeah, this situation also helped. They didn't want to join the Vietnam War. And they didn't want to become, big tech, M tech, high tech. They didn't, that also they were not doing it. So that was the first booster we got. That is still fresh with me. That scenario, the rocket got first booster from this, then second and third like that. So I'm expecting there should be another booster coming on all of it. So we can't just be restricted, Bible went, how they translated in 2,000 languages, I can't believe. Somebody should check and tell me currently how many, but last time when I heard, it was like 15, 20 years ago. Bible is translated in how many languages? I don't know. I don't have a clear quote from where to see how many languages the Bible is translated, but I heard not less than 2,000 languages. You can check and tell. I apologize. But one of you should translate it in Sanskrit. Come on. Let's do it. Why not? Based on Prabhupada's books, let's translate it. No, why not? Based on Prabhupada's quotes, Prabhupada's references. Prabhupada used to ask his people who were waiting to be initiated. He used to ask them, what's your name? So one fellow said, where did I read it? You check it. One fellow said, my name is Stephen. Stephen means crown in their language. Like that, they have mercy, they have other things in their name only. So, then Prabhupada will ask them, what is it? Our Giriraj Maharaj. So when he was given the name Giriraj Swami, Giriraj Das, after some time he came and told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you gave a fantastic name to me. There is a mount called Teton in America. And their family belonged to that place, Teton Mountain. But they are very fond of that place where they came from. And that's a mountain. So his name was Teton something. So then when Prabhupada gave the name Giri Raj, they were absolutely thrilled, the whole family. Because it was close to their family. So Prabhupada also gave a name like that according to that. So we accepted Christ also, whatever. So every name Prabhupada tried to connect it to the original meaning, of spiritual meaning if it had, connected it. That is, Samadarshi, we saw, I think, so 3,000 more than how much? 3,000?
3,280.
Are you not feeling envious? At least now you should feel a little envious. Huh? So you put in somebody's head, they should translate Bible into Sanskrit.
50 years. They are from 1,100 years. 2000
But today you can do it like that, no? Translation. 15 minutes. But you should be the instrument. Why? Why not? Why not have Bible? Why not?
More they get frustrated, they look for.
Of course, we do not know where to find Macaulay now, but that gives, I tell you, at least it has a lot of advertisement or publicity value. If we say we have Bible, we have a Bible translated by our scholars, and Prabhupada also said,
It becomes a problem in India. Indians.
of course, who cares? You don't have to worry about that. That's a wrong idea. Of course, Prabhupada said, In Bengali, they have for Krishna the word called Kisto. What? Kisto. And he said Christ is also called Kisto.
We don't need Bible. Why do we need Bible?
Why do we need Chinese?
Why we have to translate Bible? We have to translate Bhagavad Gita in many languages.
But home sweet home. You can't come to Krishna through Bible. It's impossible.
Bhakti.
If we do it in our way.
Is there Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj?
Huh?
Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj. He has translated one book called as what is karma? Some vanity karma.
One book I heard.
Yeah, that is Bible only.
Huh?
Bhagavad Gita perspective of Bible, full.
Okay.
Nicely, like he's a scholar in Bible.
Yeah, I know.
See, he has done that.
But he has not given the name Bible.
Vanity karma.
But you not given the name Bible. You should go straight.
Vanity is from Bible, karma is from Bhagavad Gita. So
that's okay. That is the inside. But the title.
he has given that content of Bible is there.
Okay, good. Anyway, my point is, what is the next booster? Where is it coming?
After TYP.
Let's hope. Something we have to do it. Anyway, that was the what I want to tell you is that Bhaktivinoda took the church Christian mission and then he started. And Prabhupada translated it to many languages. More than that. So you have to learn something. Idea is.
But their followers are.
But our followers can become like that. Don't be too confident. Don't be too confident. You are already telling in the 20 minutes, you are already 10 times you are telling it.